Hi fellow beings existing on this planet with me right now. Which is so cool. I'm very excited by this wine. El Rey de Glam. And the first thing I was excited about was obviously this label, which means the King of Glam. And it's made by, okay, I know his last name is amazing, I'm gonna pronounce it first. Alfredo Maestro. And he's from Basque County and started making wine, I think it was either in 1998 or 1988, and was doing organic methods at that time, but then got very caught up in reading all the books and learning enology, so the making of the wine, and got into adding chemicals and all these additives to make these perfect, according to the book, type of wine. And then as he got older and grew in his wisdom, there's gonna be cat meows because we're 30 minutes before Leon's next feeding. And I know that, and he knows that I know that. We're not gonna sway from it. And then at one point he was like, if I'm doing organic methods and honoring these grapes, then I'm just gonna go full in and do organic with everything and stop adding sulfites and just let the wine express itself. And this wine is Grenache from 2 different areas, and one of them is very close to Rioja. And whenever I researched it, I'll get this moment. Very close to Rioja. When you research it, it's like Rioja is this exquisite region with clay and limestone, and then this other region is where temperatures are volatile and it's mostly Tempranillo. And he went into this area and found that there was a lot of old vine Grenache, which is an absolutely wonderful grape. I have found it to deeply express earthen notes, wet earth notes, mud and berries all coming together. Or to be just incredibly playful and have tons of fruit just bursting in your mouth. So that's one area of the Grenache, and then he's got another couple of vines of Grenache nearby on a mountain, which looks absolutely gorgeous. I will show you pictures of it. There's snow there, and I tend to find wines that grow on mountain types just beautiful, as though they've ripened and yet softened from the shade and just very expressive. And this is also carbonic maceration, which is a stainless steel tank. And they put the grapes at the bottom of it, allowing their own native yeast as they ferment and release carbon dioxide to fill up the tank. I've seen some people go ahead and add a carbonation, but it also creates its own carbon dioxide as the grapes are eating. The grapes aren't eating, they're not. But as the bugs, which apparently, what point is it bug, what point is it grape, are eating the sugars, and as they eat the sugars, it's creating carbon dioxide, forming bubbles, like you also get with ginger beer and kombucha, all that. So they're like very light, gentle, almost nitro soft, playful bubbles, creating effervescence, some people say. And then that causes the grape to ferment from the inside out, very fruity, very beautiful. Ooh, the aroma's already just very interesting. You get that alcohol burst and plum. Deep grass notes. It really fills up your senses. I feel like it just went through my nostrils and coated my brain, but in a nice bubble type of way. The aroma's just stretched all over me. There's that effect where it begins at the beginning of the lips and then just move through straight. And I get this with carbonic maceration wines, and less so with things like oak. Like I feel like oak really jumps to the top of your roof or expands all over the edges, and it's like, where'd you go? Where's it's all over the place, which can be great. This is my preference overall because it starts and then just immediately goes down. There's just like this, like just all the flavor from beginning to end, and then it spreads out. So it goes, and then spreads. Ooh, and now I'm getting all these earthy notes that I tend to get with Grenache, where it feels like I'm walking through a forest, and I can smell, because it's the aroma in my mouth, not of a pine, but definitely some type of tree, almost like evergreen trees. Very deep, playful wild plums. I got distracted because I remembered that I have boots for this occasion. Because his wine is Glam, and I have Glam boots. They actually change as you go back and forth. And normally I don't wear shoes in the house, the whole energy thing. But this calls for an exception with the boots. And so this is Alfredo Maestro. And then, okay, Alfredo de Glam is made using carbonic maceration and comes from 2 different 100% Grenache vineyards of varying ages. Half of the cuvee come from old vines planted on granite soils in the town of Navarredondia in the province of Avila, located in Sierra de Gredos mountain range. I have pictures of that, it's gorgeous. The other half of the cuvee comes from the moderately old vines planted on calcareous clay soils in the town of Peñafia, Ribera de Duero. Ribera de Duero is when I was looking up, and they were like, the temperatures are volatile, and they mass produce wine and all these grapes, and he is one of the people that has gone in and said, let's find these old vine Grenache that grow here, and express that again, which is just amazing. These are pictures of Ribera del Duero. Let's see if I can find a strong one. Yeah, more mountainy, a lot of green villages. I am really excited by this one. So this is where Sierra de Gredos is in Spain. And that's a picture of it. There's a goat picture. And then just, oh my god. Oh my god. And then that's, you can see where wine comes from. There's so much playful jubilation of all the plum and the red notes, and then this just deep. You can move into it as you think about it and really feel it, and the flavor deepens and expands of wet earth in deep soils and old rocks. Can I have this in there? I don't have to. Do a wine video. I hear you playing like old songs. I hear you singing, it's Grenache time. I hear you playing like old berries jumping up and down. I hear you saying, old world, new ways. I hear you saying, it's time to play again. I hear you saying, I can taste your earth, and I can taste it all the way down. I can taste your century-old vines all the way I let you express your